And I certainly do not want snow dumped onto my parking lot again this year. So I want to get the snow thing cleared up. And the current snow ordinance that I found last year was snow should be removed from the intersection of Fifth Street, down Main Street, up to the railroad tracks. That's on record. And I've had a snow issue for many years, and I want to see what we're going to do this year. If you've changed the snow ordinance, let me know. If it's the current snow ordinance, I wish you would abide by it.
Okay. We'll take a look at that. I believe we're just, so that is a block north of Highway 19 then?
Right by Merlin's
Yep.
house there.
Right, okay.
And Don Lanoy goes down that street, everyone goes
Yep.
down that street. We know where Fifth Street is, that connects to Main Street,
Okay, all right.
and the snow should be removed.
Troy, I think we'll take a look at that. And if there is any changes, we can let her know. Otherwise, should be the same as what it has been. Pete?
I'm confused to where she's talking about. Is
Right
that on
by-
the side there?
The west side of it.
On the side of my
West side there.
cafe.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, right where the other council member lived, Pete, or not Pete,
I know the street, I just didn't know where on your
Yep,
property.
alongside.
Yeah. Where-
And Jenny informed me last year that we don't do that side of the highway, but according to the street ordinance, the snow ordinance, it does go from Fifth Street up to the railroad tracks. So
We'll take a look at that. You're going to be working on that. so-
I would like to know now, so I know what's going on before this, tomorrow they're talking snow.
Will we know sometime tomorrow if, how you're going to be cleaning that area?
We'll look into it.
Okay.
Well, what's the prognosis here? What's
Well, I
the-
don't know until they look into it, to determine if they're going to be doing
But
that.
that's what the snow ordinance
Right.
says, from Fifth Street, the intersection of Fifth Street, Main Street up to the railroad tracks on that side.
Right.
But my snow has not been removed, so I'm wondering why it's not been removed.
That means to push it to the middle and funnel it out like we do with the
Yeah,
downtown
that's what I'm
streets.
assuming you're talking
Right,
about.
take
is
it to the middle, give me a
Has that been
soft
done up
ridge
there in the
road,
past?
and
It has, hasn't
take
it?
it away.
Oh, it has
Okay.
been.
Mine has not been taken away. We all know that, we all saw it for 2 winters. It's not been taken away.
Well, if that's
Well,
what
that
we
kinda
do,
goes
that's what
way,
we'll
way
do.
back. I'm not making any,
Yeah.
I remember when Putty was here over blacktopping by that sidewalk, and I don't know who owned what, but it was to afford parking there, so.
Right.
Well, if that's how they do it, I mean, if they blow that out, then that's what will
Well,
be
I
happening.
just looked at the snow ordinance. It says from Fifth Street to the railroad tracks.
Okay.
And that's what the snow ordinance says.
That's what it says, and that's what they'll do.
So
All right.
can we get that
Thank you.
resolved?
Well, hopefully that's what they're going to be doing.
Push it
Thank
to
you
the
very much.
That's what it says?
All right.
That's what the snow ordinance says.
All right.
So, thank you.
You bet.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too. Okay, I am going, is there anybody else, public speak? If not, we'll move on. Approval of the agenda. She's here for that public hearing.
She's on the agenda. She's down here in the Republic.
Rob, did you have anything for the?
No additions.
Pete?
No, not.
Any additions? Julie?
So anyway, now.
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Are you
Then I'll,
gonna remove?
Oh, yes, I do want to remove resolution,
B. B? D, right? B.
B.
New business B?
Yes. I want Aaron to be here to answer any questions, so everybody is clear on it.
Who's going here?
All right. Consent agenda. Approval of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made by Rob, seconded by Julie. Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Oh, Julie, you need to abstain from the consent. Oh, you can.
Doug's is coming up. Okay, motion
If you're
carries.
against the consent agenda?
It's just
No,
an answer.
the approval of the agenda, not the consent
oh,
agenda.
We ain't even
Consent
consent
agenda.
agenda yet.
Right, that
We're down
motion.
That's
here.
coming up next.
Way ahead.
Now we're gonna do the consent.
Oh, the consent agenda.
Okay, I'm losing control here. Here we go.
So
Let's
Pete,
start
are you
over.
a
We're on
no
the consent agenda.
No,
Pete is a yes on the agenda?
Okay,
Is
or
that
on the
correct?
agenda.
I was on the consent agenda.
Okay.
And it counts 3
Now
and
the
2.
consent agenda. Are there any questions on the consent agenda?
I'm not voting on the consent agenda because my husband's got to sign. So,
Okay.
I guess, my only thing is I'm not sure about Karen's salary and stuff. I didn't understand the numbers and things and so.
We can pull it, because Karen is sick and she couldn't make it
Okay.
tonight. But, I mean, that's up to the committee. The committee approved it and recommended approval by the council, so that's all I'll say on that.
Committee?
I mean,
Well, it's basically getting, correct me if I'm wrong, she got an initial contract, but has this contract expired or she hasn't
Oh, it
been using?
expires this year.
It is, it
Yeah,
This is her
expires this year.
first contract that
To
she's
where
had.
she was, started off as, that's it, started off as, with a salary with a 3% increase every year on the 1st of January. We did a comparable salaries in the area, and what this is doing with the numbers is bringing her to that comparable salary of local communities over, she had asked for it to be done this year, and we worked with her and negotiated that we would do it, but we want to step it and do it over the next 3 years to get her to equitable salary with surrounding communities.
Similar to what we did for the police officers and even a lot of the positions in the city.
And some of that is, let's see, did we have some monies, we were actually, didn't spend all the police money, is that correct? Because an officer left and we,
Yeah.
so we've got a little bit of a gap between what the officer that left was getting paid and what the new officer was just from experience. So a little bit of that money also is gonna be realized by just applying it there to her and not really, yeah, rolling it over, not really increasing the
Right.
levy.
It's not, the police budget is not increasing entirely by her wage increase, because there was money left from officers leaving.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
So, committee wants to keep it on the consent agenda?
I would like to, yes. I think we discussed it with the police chief, and the committee did, and we came to an agreement with her as well. And we think it's fair to bring her to the salary that she had asked for. As I said, she was asking for it for next year, and we worked out a compromise. I said, we'll get you to that, but can we have, just all the other constraints we
Up to
have?
2 years.
Let's work on it over the next 3 pays, so, yeah, exactly. So she'll
Do
be
you
there.
want to pull it so everybody can vote on it?
Maybe we should. We can
Okay.
pull that and just vote on it next, after the consent agenda. Okay, anything else on the consent agenda other than that, other than the employment contract? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Julie, I was waiting on you, I forgot. You can't,
I
you're
know.
not. Okay.
I'm not here.
So, Rob made the motion, and Mark seconded the motion. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
All right.
Okay, then we get to Chief,
Chief Johnson's appointment contract.
motion carry, motion carry.
Did you
motion
vote?
passed.
Oh, I didn't know what I was voting on.
You are voting on the consent agenda
Consent
without
agenda.
Karen's. We're going to do
Now we're on
Karen's
consent
now.
agenda.
No, that was the consent agenda,
That's what I said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then we have one,
Now, we added an item between it.
So it wouldn't, when you voted on the one above, it wouldn't go down, it wouldn't go to the next, to the new business.
No. We're pulling Karen's out if we want to talk about that a little more yet.
Okay, and where are you putting that?
Just right next. We're going to talk about it right now.
Okay, so it's a consent agenda,
Is A through F only.
A
Yep.
through F only, okay, that's what I thought, okay.
Did you want to cast a vote on that?
Okay, okay,
Did you vote on that?
it's a yes.
Okay. Okay, now, Chief Johnson's employment contract.
All right.
Something in the air.
And from the committee too, when we looked at other communities, that puts her in the middle of, it's not, those figures don't put her way above any of the other surrounding communities. It kind of brought her up from below. some of them.
We looked at communities, we looked at officers, their amount of time on the job, their experience, and compared several factors in arriving at these numbers that we did. Equal pay for the amount of what other communities of similar size and even with benefits and everything else that we took into account and moved her to this number. Like I said, we worked it out with her. She was, easy to work with. She wasn't demanding anything. It was just, it's always nice to have an employment contract, especially when yours is running up. And, she brought that to our attention and said, let's work on it, and we did. Had asked for a number, and we said, well, we can't get to that this year, but can we work with you and get to it over the next few years? And she was agreeable with that. So I think it's a good compromise for everybody, and it helps us to retain an excellent officer.
I think one of the issues is, if Karen would ever decide to leave, we're gonna be hiring somebody new, and what is that person gonna come in at? And if we continue to underpay, it's tough to hire people, or we hire them, like in the street department, for more than what some of the current people are making. I
Well,
mean,
what I
it's-
think a lot of people don't understand too is, and nothing off on on the other officers, but as the chief, she's an officer and an administrator. And there's more and more rules and regulations coming down from the state and from the feds and everything that she has to comply with and be aware of. And it's a couple of hats to wear, and, I think it's money well spent to keep a qualified person like we have now.
What communities did you use to compare?
We used Fairfax, oh gosh,
Gaylord, Arlington,
5 or 6.
Fairfax,
Fairfax, Gaylord, Arlington were the three that I remember.
okay.
I thought we
I
had
thought there was more than that,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, and
Right.
I don't have my notes on it with me at all, so, yeah.
Gaylord and Arlington were higher. Fairfax is 75
It's 70.
currently.
Is it what?
75 currently.
Yeah, they were paid quite well.
I think we get into these committee type of things. I get the thing on Friday, and I really, sometimes, and I'm guilty of that with our committees too, we don't understand what discussions went on, and then you're asked to vote up or down, and you really don't know what the hell's going on, So,
That's a fair point, because I mean, if I hadn't been on the committee and known what went into it, I might have wondered just glancing at that too, so.
I looked at the Exhibit B, and it says for police chief and health. It has no numbers. That means she does not take health insurance through us, so we don't pay any additional, or
She doesn't pay any additional.
but,
There's no family coverage for her. Her kids are covered under Mark.
okay. So,
So
but
it's just her
it
policy.
didn't show a number.
What did
I
it?
looked on the Exhibit B in here, because that's where it showed me to look.
B1 is the health insurance, B2 is the family coverage,
Oh,
if
well,
I remember
I gotta see
correctly.
which B I looked at. Maybe that's what I looked at
do we
wrong.
ever do evaluations on not only Karen, but on anybody?
I have done evaluations, and that was in the consent agenda last month, that all the evaluations were done, and Kelly signed off on them.
There again, okay.
But all of that information is sent to you, Pete. You get that information. It's not like it's not there. I mean, it
it's
is
like
there.
You get it right at the end.
Okay, that's correct. So she is on our
Yeah.
health coverage, but not the family.
Don't
I
have any
looked at the
chance to
wrong
say
one.
anything about it.
Well, and I think that's where,
Here's your chance.
well, yeah,
Well, I'm kind of saying, I'm trying to be not a
I know.
butthead,
No, I get what you're
it's your
saying.
responsibility to seek out and ask questions for the taxpayer too, though. That's good. I think what we do and what the mayor does with our committees is we trust each other to ask those questions and to make sure that we bring the most fiscally responsible solutions to the council. But there's always the opportunity to please ask questions. Don't just take our word for it.
And maybe under the consent agenda, employee issues wouldn't be put under the consent agenda, so that there can be discussion on it.
Or pay type of increases. like
Yep,
that, too.
employee,
Yeah. But that's good. I mean,
That's
we've
not
got it here.
housekeeping.
So I'll call the question, Mr. Mayor, to approve.
okay, there's a motion,
Second.
seconded by Julie. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion?
And I'll just make one comment, if you guys didn't hear it. I did look back at B1 and too, and we are paying $6,800 a year in health insurance for Karen, but family is covered under her husband, so we don't pay that portion. But the other communities, some were and some, right, some did offer additional and some didn't offer additional.
Correct.
So it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing, I just
Some
wanted to
cities
clarify
only
that question
offer
that was asked.
only, or the employees pay 100%, or not, probably not 100%, but a bigger portion than what we pay for family coverage. She just chose not to take it.
Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
All right.
Aye.
Motion carries. Mark, you did vote yes, correct? Okay. All right, public hearing. We will open the public hearing. Sidewalk and nuisance assessments hearing. If you're not familiar with that, that would be the assessments for some of the people that have put in a sidewalk they wanted assessed. One of the questions would be from the trailer property. Come on up and. One of the properties we had mowed lawn on, and there is something in here showing that. What was the total? 800 and some odd dollars, I think?
$400 and some dollars.
That was for both properties. It was 400 and 27.50 for each property.
So it's over 800.
And they were billed monthly. And it
$855.
was sent certified, and it was not picked up.
Okay. Okay, and you're,
Okay, we don't even own it. It went back to the city and the state is where that property went. I can't do nothing with it. I can't put a trees or garden or nothing. If I do, it's gonna get tore up. And then I lose my my food and stuff. That ain't fair to me.
okay, I think,
We've taken care of it
is
for 9
everybody
years.
familiar with where this is? Okay.
Next to
this-
Steve Johnson.
Yeah, the two
Okay.
places south of Steve Johnson.
On
I
the
think,
west side on 3.
Oh, okay.
so
Against 3.
it looks like you would own the property all the way to the old Highway 9, or
That-
Highway
look, and-
15.
But you only
It's county
basically
road.
did the shrubs there.
It's county
like
road.
Back
It's-
of Steve's property and stuff, so that's just a grass aisle out there,
It's
that's
a
not
county
the.
right-of-way.
It's a part of
I
the
can-
county right away.
Yeah, I
Right
know, it.
here.
Yeah.
We don't own that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always thought the property owners owned to the curb there.
No, we own from the front, we do the front easement,
Well, that's not what they
but
told me.
that's, somebody measured it for me 100 by 60 by 109.
County.
Okay.
That ain't mine. And
Yeah, and that's fine. I can talk to them about it. But
The
that's
county?
not what they told me, yeah.
She's got a letter from the county attorney right there, says it, and the assessor, it says that that's plot A and B. It's counties. The state gave it to the county when they took the bridge out.
Send the bill to the county.
Okay.
Send a bill to the
I will
county,
send the bill to the county.
okay, I appreciate it.
unless the county
Thank
comes
you for
back
bringing
and
it to our
says, you know,
attention.
it's been
I mean,
superseded.
we told, me and my fiance, we've all talked to Jen about it several times.
I've never seen that letter. I have never seen that
This,
letter.
this letter, Jen, we just got this today.
Well,
I
it
just
would-
picked it up.
Well, you should have brought it in today, so I could have seen it.
All right.
No, that's fine.
I didn't see that letter either. Okay. So we'll remove that
Yes.
amount from there, from the resolution. Are there any further questions from anyone else concerning this?
Wasn't there
No,
another
I
one
mean,
on
what did-
sidewalks?
That's
There
Tammy.
was a letter from the county attorney, but what did it,
She just got it today.
I know, but.
I
mean,
haven't
we-
seen it.
But do we know that? it
What
clearly-
does the
I will get a
letter?
copy from Dave. I'll have Dave send me a copy of the
Okay,
letter.
Okay, that, yeah.
all right,
I think that
sounds
would be
good.
helpful.
You read it too.
Just glanced over it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, any other questions concerning sidewalks? The assessments? If not,
You're
No,
gonna approve the resolution for the amount of $1362.50 with just Tammy's sidewalk assessment on.
what was, okay, yeah. Those are the only two.
Does that include, what does that include over there? Because when is that day?
She got a loan for the private part from the
Okay.
EDA. And then we split the stuff in front.
In the front, half and half?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is half,
Yep.
1360, 250, that's her half.
Yep.
And the bill is in your packet.
Got that.
For the 2725.
Do we close the public hearing before we go ahead with the resolution? Okay, if there's no further questions, we'll close the public hearing. Go back to our regular meeting. And now the resolution. Entertain a motion on that. Certify the assessments to Sibley County.
So moved.
Motion made by Julie
Second with discussion.
and seconded by Rob. Is there any further discussion?
So we're removing the Lucinda's
Yes.
to,
And
so
I
it'll
will
only
get-
be 1362.50.
I will get a copy of that letter and talk to Dave Schauer about the rest, and if it is the counties, then I'll send them the bill and they can pick it, they can pay for it.
Easiest thing is just say, give us the land. If we're gonna mow it.
Yeah, right, instead of them driving over here to mow it.
Yep.
Well, they mow
But I don't, what would we do?
their,
with it?
Well,
We're mowing it either way.
Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of,
Well,
that's
very
kind
true.
of,
They're
yeah.
gonna pay for it.
Or we're gonna play this game every year.
Right, that's, I'm
How are
okay
they,
with
how are they
that.
on paying?
If, I hate that we'd have a
Yeah,
piece
then
of parcel
it's-
there that we
That's
have
why
no
it's
use
getting
for,
assessed.
This
but
has been
Exactly.
going on for quite some time, and other
You looked
than
at it,
that
too.
letter,
It says
there's
right
never,
right.
I used to own that property. We always mowed to the highway,
But
but
they mowed that over there by the, there, where they put that road down there, they mow that.
Dude, pull a Dale, just
I mean, you just gotta cross the road.
do
to
that
mow.
outside, don't do it here.
right.
It's not like, they send the signs to serve people.
Promise.
Thank you.
Oh, so they're already here in town, they probably
here.
forgot that it's
Yeah.
theirs too.
I would
Or
just
they
ask
don't
them
know.
if they want to
Oh,
mow it
yeah,
or,
they don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion made and seconded.
Or
Is
put up
there
a sign, county, this is yours, mow it.
any further,
Another sign, right?
Here's your sign.
any further discussion?
Crackers.
If not, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Look, I voted yes.
We're going to, resolution adopting creation of a complete count committee with the city of Gibbon.
Yeah, Dana and I talked, and she has some people that might be interested, and I think we do too, and I think if we work together, we can get a good committee of people to help make sure that everybody gets counted, so,
Everyone gets remunerated.
yes.
Excellent idea.
I got a lot of experience with purple ink in your thumb.
I would, that's,
You wanna be on the committee?
Okay, I'll entertain a motion then.
So moved.
Motion made by Dale,
Second?
seconded by Mark. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance repealing Section 515 of the City Code for data practices.
We passed that data practices policy last month, and now we have to repeal this language in the code because we have conflicting language. So, once we repeal this, the policy is what will be followed, that we adopted, so.
Excellent. I like housekeeping. I move we.
I can
There's a
second
motion
that.
made by Julie, seconded by Dale. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
There's just something wrong about a city ordinance actually being clear-cut and easy to understand. It's supposed to have built-in ambiguity, come on.
School parking issues.
Last month, you asked me to go back to the school and see if the school board had approved it. I talked to Dave Sellner, he said Lonnie Seifert has signed off on and approved all of the parking requests that they were making. So you can approve or disapprove with a clear conscience.
Is everybody familiar with where those spots are?
And we discussed, I think, last month, putting signage up behind Al Collins and not painting that yellow. And then they already have a little no parking sign back behind
Yeah.
the school themselves.
Okay.
So that was where we left it, correct?
Oh.
Okay.
All right, I'll-
Is that a no parking different, and it's cited hours, or is it no parking anytime?
The one that was gonna be behind Al's was cited hours and months, wasn't it?
Monday-
Oh, okay.
Monday
Monday
through
through Friday.
Friday, September through May, 8 to 3.
Okay, school times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then I think the one that was down on
Can't you get one that says
Rosewood, that was
during
just gonna
school
be
hours?
Yellow.
yellow
Yeah.
the whole way. There's a little section.
Yeah.
Where you back up to the auditorium or the.
Oh, down in there, yeah,
lunchroom.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the side there.
Where the
Yep.
dumpsters and all
Where the
that.
dumpsters are, where the.
But
yep.
that's not showing on this,
No,
Page
it
that we
doesn't
have
show
here.
it on our
Okay.
page, just down
So
at the
that
end.
doesn't count?
yeah, that does,
Yeah,
that will be
that's on
part
there
of it.
too. The map just didn't get in there, the picture didn't get in there.
Okay,
They already have that signed off. They just didn't paint the curb yellow.
okay. Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Rob,
Second.
seconded by Mark. Is there any further discussion?
some
Any further
meters in.
discussion? What's that?
Put meters in.
Yeah, there we go.
RV meters, boy, they really, they could build that new school.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Now you're Dale.
Motion carries.
Just on the citations. Build a new school.
Yeah, right.
Take a lot of citations.
I'm gonna park there anyway, so.
Okay, replacement for Jenny on the Cable Commission.
I have asked Kelly to find a replacement for me on the cable commission. I am trying to get off some boards that I am on. And Winthrop is the only city that doesn't have a council representative on the cable commission. Not that you have to be, but I would like to get off.
I nominate Jenny.
How about Mark? Yeah.
Call the question.
Well, we give it to Mark, so anybody that fills your position.
There you go.
You have to have a really strong thumb for the
And
job.
you don't have to do it tonight. I have another 2 months, but it would be nice if before we at the reorganization
Have
meeting.
you talked to anyone? Melissa interested in it?
No, Melissa's not. I did talk to her and she's not interested.
Is that something that,
No, we need to get some of the staff off committees.
would it be something that we would advertise for, or
Can.
do they want, if they want I think it'd be helpful to have a council person on there.
What does it all involve and what is it, does it pay anything or?
You get paid,
Stipend?
$20 a meeting plus mileage
Meetings.
in Gaylord most of the time, at the library. It's mainly public access channel stuff. Wade manages the public access channel, and, when you have to buy equipment for it, we have discussions. They give out grants to the libraries, all the libraries in Sibley County. They give out grants to the 2 public schools, $6,000 grant to each public school. They give $2,000 grants to each parochial school every year. So you go through what they've purchased with those.
And don't we get benefit
Bought the-
from that also? I mean, the
Yeah,
camera
and we
equipment that
bought
we have.
those security cameras with it, the fourth Wednesday of the month, usually,
And what time are they usually?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Our council, you mean?
What's that?
That's when the cable commission.
Cable Commission.
Oh, gotcha.
Fourth Thursday, 5 o'clock. Gaylord.
Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday,
Oh, Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So keep that in mind, people, anybody that might be interested in it.
Okay.
What's that?
I said, I'll do it if you want.
Oh, okay. Well,
Unless somebody wants it, I'll do it till you.
No, we'll, when we,
Finish out the year.
Yeah.
That fits in with my cabin schedule, so I can do that.
And they're flexible. If, a lot of them can't make it that day, they'll work around you.
I can do that.
all right,
I'll put his name on
Don't you
it
have
when
to,
we
like, do the
reorganize
whole
that.
You have to be
yeah,
nominated
just
for
make
it,
sure we
or
remember
just-
that. What's
Don't you
that?
have to do the
I think it's
whole
appointed
political
by the
thing?
Just
mayor.
appointed by the
appointed.
mayor.
Army where you
At
just
the
wave your hand in
reorganization
front of your-
meeting,
Okay.
when we approve the list of committees, I'll
be
put
like that
Dale
tonight,
on there
are ya?
for, it's Scott
no.
Troublehorn is the other one.
So the mayor just
be like
appoints
that
it.
tonight.
Just
huh?
appointing you to it.
All right.
But Edwards wants to vote. He can see him down there chomping at the
No,
bit.
I'm
No.
like, the mayor wants to appoint.
Okay,
The whole parliamentary procedure's thrown off now.
yeah.
It is Robert's Rules of Order.
Website, did everybody get the information for the ADA updates on our city website?
ADA compliance is becoming a bigger deal on websites, and we are up to date as of the 2017 standards, and I got a bid from Lime Valley for $200 to bring us up to the 2019 standards.
While they're at it, can they fix it?
What's wrong with it?
Well, I'll give you an example. Trying to find a number for the police department is impossible.
where would you like it? I mean, I maintain
Have a
it.
contact, it
Okay.
wasn't a personal attack.
I
Please don't
didn't take it that way.
Didn't mean to get loud, I apologize. It's frustrating when there's no contact us page that has the departments that are available listed.
I will do that.
Just, it would be a nice, simple
Yeah,
tab. I mean,
everybody's got
obviously, we
that.
don't need to get a
Scroll.
hold of every shop and everything else, but there are certain departments,
Yep.
PD being one of them, that we should be able to get a hold of.
I will do that.
Just a friendly suggestion.
Was there also some web updates included in that 200, or was it just for the
there's
ADA?
plug-in
I saw a
updates
couple
and
of-
a theme
yeah.
update,
Sorry, Jenny.
so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
And to pay someone
That's
to
for the
touch,
ADA
Yeah.
compliance.
to pay to
Okay,
someone to
it is
touch your
cheap.
website,
That's
$200.
cheap.
Yeah, I know, that's what I thought too.
I do
cheap.
all the plug-in updates and all the,
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion made by Dale, seconded by Rob. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
it's still 10 to 7.
Property
It's 'cause you
costs
didn't
for
get it going.
residential and the industrial park. We don't need any action on this tonight. Well, my feeling is, we've, in the last couple of months, we've had people coming in wanting to buy lots.
Yep.
And we're just kind of shooting in the dark as to what the value is or going off whatever. I think we should have a price on all of our lots. Everything, we should at least have an idea of where we're at on these lots, so if somebody comes in and inquires about it, they have the information there too.
And if you want me to get information from somewhere, I can certainly do that.
Well, that's what I was gonna
You
go
know.
with, having a real estate agent or a tax valuation from the county or something as to what because we could say something, because obviously if you've got one by the water plant, it's probably not gonna be worth as much as one by the school or one by, a different neighborhood or whatever. So
I
we
did
just can't
ask about the
throw out a
industrial
number.
park, and they told me if it was not city or government property, it would be $25,000 an acre.
Which would be actually quite reasonable for a
Yeah.
business site compared to
Yeah, oh, yeah.
a couple other that are going
Yeah,
around.
yeah, that's not a bad deal, so.
The problem with that is that, okay, if you're buying frontage on the highway, that's one thing, but if you're buying a lot towards the back,
It's a whole different animal.
Well, that's what I'm getting at by, where your location is, you're gonna pay a different amount. So
Right.
it's-
And
don't know
what
if
I-
we wanna just do it.
I d-
Industrial, have it by so much an acre,
Square
and
foot.
residential so much
Square
an acre, or square foot, yeah.
Square foot of building that's
industrial.
going in.
Right,
Because then if it's gonna, if they're gonna put a warehouse the size of this in, and they wanna buy 90% of it, gotta look at what we're gonna get back on tax on it. That should set, square footage that you're gonna put of your building should be what sets it. Parking lot's a different rate, because it doesn't tax
See
back.
what other
just
cities
know-
charge?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
But I just know, like they said, a couple parcels that we bought, one was 90,000 an acre and one was 50,000.
80, 90 is not
It's
out
not
of
far
line.
from here,
Yeah.
so.
One other thing, when you're in there, if you're setting that, you might want to put a policy letter on to put the kibosh on people that think we'll vacate a street and they can buy the lot. Just an explanation letter.
well, yeah, because we had, what was that, say that again? I didn't.
I've had a couple people that have approached me about vacating a street and then they want to buy that as land, and it doesn't go, it's not ours at that point, it goes back to the previous landowners. So we might want to put that right on the speed sheet, so somebody comes and says, how much for the lots? And we don't sell the roads. know,
You mean the
just-
alleys? you mean?
Yeah, yeah, or platted roads that aren't
Right.
in place.
I know down by me, there's a war going on now.
Yeah.
Well, I know too, in the new development out there, we had covenants that, you needed to, we wanted you to develop it with a certain amount of time as well.
Yep.
I'd like to see something like that with all of our properties as well, because I don't want it to be bought and held, I want it to be bought and used, so. it
Right.
will
The people
add
that
to
are
our
buying
tax
them are
base.
holding.
but they'd have so much time. Don't we have that on our lots out at Oakland?
Yes.
We do, yeah, out there.
We got size and we got timeframes on it, so restrictions on ownership.
I can see if other cities have covenants in their industrial parks that they have.
I don't think the industrial parks are
No,
what he's talking
but
about.
we're
He's
talking
talking
about residential.
The residential lots, okay, okay.
Yeah, I think Mr. Edwards is talking about our other residential or
Okay.
semi-residential lots.
Sure.
Do you have enough direction to move forward on that? No, I'm, she wanted direction on this, and
Well, yeah, and that's what kind of, if you guys had an idea of what you were looking for, I can expand on that from other places, so. And just to start thinking about it, so that when we
Yeah.
you know, when you guys do come with the
Oh, I
price.
think that's a great idea, because you've got people coming into town and saying, yeah, we got residential, what are you charging per, or industrial, what are you charging a square foot? I don't know.
That's the
The
problem.
other thing is,
They're either gonna come in and
do you
railroad
charge
us,
us,
or they're gonna walk away.
charge per square foot, or do you look at what they gonna, if they want to TIF? I mean, you know, are you gonna TIF the land? Well, then it's this much for the land. If you're not gonna TIF the land, well, it's that much for the land.
true.
You know, you have two tiers.
Yep.
Well, you're not gonna go after a TIF, good, you get it at this price. Just, is that something you can do? I don't know.
I don't know if
Things
that's
that-
something
I
you
think-
can do.
Yeah.
Did we TIF
Yeah.
the Land O'Lakes building?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so.
tax abatement.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
that's why I said, you know, a little higher price on the land, you know, that's getting TIF'd, so pays for the infrastructure.
Okay, we don't need a motion on that.
I'll do some research and either December or January, I'll bring it back.
I think that it's going to be a lot more confusing than what you think. I mean, all of these lots are special situations on that. The city
But at least
owns
you have a
small
map of
lots.
all the land now, when
Right.
you have, you know what it is.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
copied it on our brand-new color copier.
All right. Okay,
Big swimming pool right in the middle, that's awesome.
city administrator report.
Yeah, splash pad.
No.
Where's Lyle?
I met his sister last weekend.
Oh, yeah?
It's not such a stupid thing, but it just was a lot of money.
Okay, I gotta find the report here.
Crazy amount of money for the.
What,
The camper is gone. Oscar took it to the landfill a couple weeks ago. We're working with DFA and the railroad to get a storm sewer culvert replaced. It is not an easy process. Troy's gonna get some prices from Jerpies. Then I gotta call the railroad and give them the exact specs of the project, and we gotta get a permit, and we have to have special training to work on a railroad, and it's quite, yeah, interesting. We got the grant for the observation well equipment for both wells. We can't purchase the equipment until we receive the money, but should be coming soon. All of the electric meters are almost installed. I think there's about 50 left. 57 left, yes.
Fantastic. Good job, guys.
And whatever's left, Oscar and I are gonna hammer out on Wednesday while these guys are flushing hydrants, so. And then Chapman's coming in to do the commercial metering before the end of the year. So we
So we
will,
can start the year.
yes, I want 2020 to be a full year on the
Yeah,
new
that
system.
would be
They
good.
got zapped on the meters when you guys pulled them, what should they have them do?
No, they've been using the,
No, equipment got fried in the house.
no one's called me.
Okay. Do you want them to call you?
Yeah,
Okay.
they should call and file a claim.
Okay.
Even blink.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It was,
The Johnson case has been closed. She accepted Walton's offer just minutes before the trial began, and we're set up for elections, which you can see. The EDA, I spent 28 and a half hours on EDA. We've been working on the budget, it was most of the month. Contract deed for Joe Sala is ready. I attended the deed meeting in Mankato with Dana. We had a good meeting. We had talked, a bunch of other cities were there. We talked about projects that were going on in our area. Not having a lot of luck on finding an accountant. I will be preparing a year-end report similar to last year. Doug's seat is up. We'll be advertising for that. And then I met with Lisa Hughes from Deed, came with Sam Ziegler, Michael Kordowski, and met with Galen Bly and Kathy Bowles with DFA. Just meet and greet, let them know we're here, what we can offer if they need something. Lisa's a wealth of knowledge. She's very good. And they were very receptive. I know Lisa's been working with Kathy on some training programs to train their employees, because I know they've been having trouble training and retaining employees. And Deed is able to help with that. So, that is all.
Okay.
Nothing from the lawyer.
Legal. Water sewer.
Like Jenny was talking before, water and sewer, I think we have 23 residential water meters left to do.
That's it?
23, and that's basically on, people that have not gotten back.
Matthew
Matthew's
sent
been-
out certified letters.
Yep, he's been contacting them, so,
Nice.
yeah, 23 on that, so it's pretty good. But then we have, commercial and all that we're gonna start working on, hopefully.
Will we be able to get done with all of that by the end of the year?
The water, it's gonna be close.
And the electrical?
Yeah, electric, I think
sure.
that's what we,
Okay. Very good.
okay, that's water and sewer. Street. I got a bid from Crysteel out of Lake Crystal for taking the dump box off the 1972 cab over and putting it on the 1991 fire truck chassis. The cab over is 47 years old.
Still running strong.
Yep.
Downhill with the wind.
Sure, there's not many miles on it.
No, does it run good or not? I don't
No,
know.
they're
Yeah,
almost,
it
they're almost-
runs.
yeah.
Well,
It has electrical issues.
I mean, what are the issues, or if any, or?
The issues is that it would not pass a DOT inspection. It does not have seatbelts in it. There's no warning lights on it.
Was that on camera?
Well, it's
we
legal,
talking
it's
about a
legal
Model
because it was
T
built
here,
back when they
or-
didn't have seatbelts, so it's legal.
So that's the issues with,
They lost the crank, Mr.
That will
Edwards.
be taken care of.
with this new chassis. It's a
good thing they're
it's a
breaking it
1991 chassis.
Yeah, upgrade it.
The city owns it, it's a fire truck chassis.
Yeah.
There's money
That
in
box
the
will fit on it?
78 Ford
Box will fit
reserves.
on it. The bid is right in front of you with all.
Oh, no,
the-
I saw that, but I mean, it's the same length as the other truck?
Yep.
That other truck looks bigger, but it's okay.
That's because it's got a front end on it.
So basically, I'm looking for approval.
When could they have that done for
Go
you?
for it.
As it's going, we could take the fire truck chassis down there now, they'll strip it, have it sitting there,
Okay.
and then we could just, he said it's perfect fill.
You'll be using it soon then?
Yeah, he said it's perfect fill in,
Okay.
Yep,
so.
yep, we need more.
I have not talked to him on it again, but he says.
Make a motion, we rescue the old box and put it on a different truck.
Motion made by Dale to go ahead with this,
Second,
and seconded by Rob. Is there any further discussion?
that money is in the budget and
It's
allocated.
in the reserves.
Reserves.
For that
Under
truck.
the 78 Ford.
Okay. And we've got that 9,500 or better.
Yes, there's, yeah, better.
Well, we've already taxed for it, we need to actually give the
Use
people
it.
what we've taxed for.
Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Hate it when you get what you want,
You were
don't you?
yes?
Who?
You were yes?
I said yeah.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to vote no.
Oh,
Well, I just think he had
No, that's
questions,
me.
that's all. Clarify, right?
Electric department, like Jenny said, we got 57 meters left to go, southwest corner of town. Should be done this week, hopefully.
Okay.
Chapman's coming to put in the 3-phase meters. No, it's going good.
Good.
You do fire while you're sitting there?
What's that?
You do fire chief while you're sitting there too?
Yep, it was gonna. Fire chief's report, I got two things. We got a grant from Computer Financial, used to be Eggstar,
Yeah.
for $2,900. I bought 6 sections of 50-foot large diameter hose to replace stuff that's been failing over the years and for new stock, so.
All right.
And also, we switched to para last January 1st. There's some verbiage that's in the handbook that Rob had, it's the city handbook. When I went to para, we told them we're gonna make it 30% of calls and practices. That's to get your year's worth of money for a firefighter.
Right.
Back in the handbook, it was 25%, calls and practices. So that's just, would have to be changed in that handbook.
Just wanna bump it
amendment
up.
made to it. So,
25 to 30?
25 to 30. So that's what I'm looking for there, if we could make an amendment in the handbook.
Do we need a motion on that now, or should we wait?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to change that percentage from 25 to 30.
I'll abstain since Scott's on the fire department.
Okay,
For the fire department's PIRA.
Correct.
So moved.
Second.
motion made by Rob, seconded by Dale. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Pete voted.
Motion carries.
aye.
In favor? Was that a yes? Okay.
Yes. All right,
Pete said he can get this
yeah,
abused
Pete,
at
do you
home.
want to, Pete, did you have anything about the MM?
Just that of course, we had our meeting and we viewed that
Thanks, Troy.
status of that tariff. Jenny and I had a bunch of questions that we got from Dave Berg, and we have a written response back, but I think it should be given to the council so you can look at
Okay,
the,
I can send it out to them.
okay, as to what
what Dave Burke said, and basically it wasn't much, so.
Right, then the gist I got from David was that what they were offering, no business in Winthrop would ever.
Yeah, we don't have anybody that would
So it really doesn't
partake.
pertain to us.
Okay.
So,
The
but I
other
will
thing
email
is-
it out to
yeah.
the,
The other thing is, so what they're kind of offering us is, they're gonna have, people can put apps on their phones so they can control their electricity and their thermostats at home
Yeah, it's-
instead. So that is, that program will be forthcoming. The windmill is under construction, or the blades are all refixed and the insides are supposedly,
do you know when they're gonna come back, or is
if
it?
they're real, by the end of this month, they'll should be lifted back up. and-
Okay, because the guys were worried about snow
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there
no,
and
that's-
accessing it, so.
When will that, go
How
ahead.
are they doing that, the apps to control, is that, like, they're just gonna be
You'd have to
encouraging
buy
that,
equipment.
or?
I wondered, are they giving rebates to the thermostat to be able
nests.
to communicate,
I
or
know.
I like hacking
I
thermostats.
just
Wanna find
program
out about
mine?
that.
Yeah, I just program it.
Well, you can turn your house to 32 in the morning and
Don't tell my husband.
60. I guess the only other thing was, I can't find it, but just a point of information, we were $7.42 or 64 or something like that, cheaper than
Yeah.
NSP Westmouth on your power purchase, so.
Good.
Good work.
So they're redoing the windmills in all the towns
Yeah,
instead of trying to.
they've been around, I don't know when they've been around, but I guess they've been there, so.
They've seen,
Yeah,
Troy's seen 'em.
they come, they've been doing all the rest of them in the area, so they
Yeah.
come and work on this one, get this far, go that one.
Yep.
Kind of make a circle,
Yeah.
so.
Interesting. Okay, very well. Fire chief,
Did that.
did it? All right. Ambulance captain report.
All right, so, you guys see that Cheryl has stepped down as our captain. I'm the vice captain, so I'll step in until, election time. If tradition has it, then I'll move into the captain's position, as, the way the tradition has been in the ambulance. And, the only other thing that I've got that I want to mention is we've been advertising for recruiting, trying to get some more people on the ambulance crew. We have 2 confirmed that want to start classes in January. I think one of them dropped off an application today, and the other one should be the next day or 2.
Should I
I
send
don't-
those to you then now?
What's that?
Should I send those to you then?
Yeah, anything ambulance related, you should send to me. I'll get you my email address and, for that. So Cheryl had talked about needing to have council approval for these 2 guys to start class. I don't know if that's fact or fiction, because as it is, the city typically pays the class with a 2-year, signed 2-year commitment back to the ambulance service.
We generally have not approved, but that doesn't mean, I don't know what your policy regarding that says.
Neither do
Because
I.
we don't approve.
Fire guys either? Okay, so I'll just have them register for class, the bills come to the city, and,
That's how we've done it in the past.
okay. So, I'll learn through this. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. I'll get my contact information to you guys so you have it, and do my best.
All right. Well, I want to thank Cheryl for serving as captain the time she did. Did a good job. All right, moving on. Police chief is not here. She is out sick. Planning commission report.
We approved the sign.
Yeah. Oh, that. RS Fiber, no JPB.
Matt,
What's that?
you have not met?
Okay. Cable commission report. That was
That's
in there.
enclosed. We basically talked about public access channel. Wade wants to do some upgrades and get a website for the cable commission and he's gonna get some prices on some live streaming stuff and
All right. Okay, if there's no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Dale and seconded by Mark. All those in favor, say aye.
Right.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Excuse me.
Well, it is terrible.